Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel for my 36-week pregnancy update. I am so happy we are finally to this point because if you guys have been watching my pregnancy journey from the very beginning, especially the last few weeks, I just had this like nagging feeling for whatever reason that I was gonna go into early labor and have this baby at 35 weeks, and that's not what I wanted to happen. So I'm super happy that I am at 36 weeks pregnant now, and that also means there's only a few short weeks left of being pregnant because I'm definitely in the phase where I am really uncomfortable, really over it, and just ready to have this baby here very soon. So I'm gonna go ahead and just jump right into all of my stats and symptoms and everything like that with you guys, starting out with my weight. This morning at 36 weeks pregnant, I weighed in at 138.8 pounds, which is a little bit down from last week. I think I was like 139.4 or something like that last week. This week I weigh 138.8, and that is a total weight gain of about 11 or 12 pounds, because I've said this a million times, but I know there are some new people here. I started out my pregnancy before I got pregnant at 127, and then like the minute that I got pregnant, like 4 or 5 weeks, or I should say the minute that I found out I was pregnant at like 4-ish weeks, I started losing a little bit of weight. Not a whole ton, but I lost like three or 4 pounds. And so starting from my pre-pregnancy weight, I was 127, and now I'm 138.8, so I've gained about 11 or 12 pounds so far. As far as what the baby is doing, I have resorted to just kind of like showing you quick stats on my Bump app, just because I know a lot of people don't like to like sit through the whole like going through all the apps on your phone and all of that stuff. So I'll just quickly show you what my Bump app sent me in my email. It says that baby is the size of a papaya, and he is roughly 18.7 inches, 5.7 pounds. Baby is getting closer and closer to being able to breathe on his or her own. Baby's skin is getting smooth and soft, and the gums are rigid, and baby's liver and kidneys are all in working order. For the most part, he is good to go. It's kind of just like finishing touches and adding on fat and all that kind of stuff. But at this point in pregnancy, there's like an extremely good chance that if he was born, he'd be perfectly fine. He might need a little bit of special care after he was born, but for the most part, babies born at 36 weeks are usually fine. That doesn't mean they should be born that early, but if they were to be born that early, they're usually okay. That's everything that's been going on with him and my stats and everything. I'll go ahead and go over some of my symptoms. I haven't had a whole ton of symptoms this week, but I will share the little bit that I have been experiencing. The first thing that comes to mind, actually I will say this first, I have stopped writing down my symptoms at this point because I don't feel like it. I know that sounds so lazy, but I just don't feel like writing down every single little twinge and bump and emotion and thing that goes on at this point, because like I said, I'm kind of over it, and anything major that I experience, I always remember anyway. So I've resorted to doing that. I don't write everything down anymore, so I'm not going to be looking at my phone to check back. It's going to be me just remembering off the top of my head, which I have pregnancy brain as well as mom brain, so who knows if I'm going to be forgetting anything or not. But as always, if I do forget something, usually when someone comments down in the comment section below and they talk about something they're experiencing, I will remember that, oh yeah, I experienced that as well. Anyways, jumping into my symptoms, the first thing that I have noticed, or I shouldn't say noticed, but something that has been happening over the past couple of weeks, is that my belly button is like completely flipped inside out. And I don't think it was as flipped inside out as it was with Anastasia as it is this time. Like, it looks like I have a little nose on my belly button, and it's kind of funny looking, but that's like kind of a weird symptom that I have noticed over the past few weeks as my belly has grown. And I actually had somebody comment on my video, I don't know if it was last week or the week before, but they asked me if I had a hernia. I don't have a hernia on my belly button that I'm aware of. I've never been told that I've had one, but it's just because I'm pregnant and my belly button is... Belly buttons during pregnancy look weird. Like, that's just how it is because your belly gets stretched so much. The next thing is that I have also been experiencing some lightning crotch again, where it just kind of feels like my cervix is here and his head is doing this, and it just doesn't feel very comfortable at all. I wouldn't say it's like painful, like I want to cry, or like I'm like, ow, this hurts really bad, but it's just extremely uncomfortable. And that also goes in like hand in hand with like Braxton Hicks and some period cramping. I've still been experiencing that off and on here and there. I haven't really been tracking them just because I haven't noticed a pattern naturally. when I do start to notice that they're coming, in my head I'm like, okay, I've felt one contraction or cramp or whatever you want to call it, and then like I'm usually like, okay, I felt another one, and then by like 2 or 3 consecutive ones after a few minutes, they usually just go away. So I'm not tracking them. They're not anything, in my opinion, to be worried about, because I'm not bleeding, I'm not leaking, they're not stopping me in my tracks to where I can't talk or I'm in like extreme pain. It just feels like period cramps that just come and go. I've mentioned this to my doctor before, and she just said that, you know, like, yeah, they're happening and it's not necessarily a good or a bad thing, just to keep an eye on them and start tracking them if they become consistent over an hour. So they haven't really been doing that. So I've just been going about my normal everyday life. Another thing that I'll mention, which I'll mention this because I'm experiencing it right now, is that his movements have been a lot less like twingy little kicks, like here and there when you first start feeling baby kicks, and a lot of just like rolling. And seriously, sometimes when he moves, it's like you can see like an elbow or like a fist or something go across the side of my stomach, because it's just like these big rolling movements that it feels like. It's no longer just like little kicks and punches here and there. And this is something that I remember when I was blogging my pregnancy journey with Anastasia. I noticed this towards the end of my pregnancy as well. The next thing is that at nighttime, I am extremely uncomfortable. Like when I have to change positions at night, like I wish that I had a bar, like a little handle, like in cars, you know, like the little, I don't even know what they call those things. I call them the OSHIT handle for when like someone's driving and like you grab onto the handle really fast because you're scared of their driving. But I wish that I had a bar like that, like next to my bed, because like even turning from side to side is extremely difficult for me right now, and getting out of bed to pee every 2-3 hours, sometimes less than that, is also extremely difficult. And I'm still sweating in the middle of the night. It's not every single night, but it's like, I would say it's like every other night, or like 2 nights in a row, and then I'll get a break from it. Like sleeping has been just a pain. I can't like move easily, and then also at the end of the day, like I just cannot breathe. And no matter what position I'm in, like I try and like stretch back, and it's just so hard for me to breathe and catch my breath. And I'm not even doing anything, like I'm just sitting in bed. I feel like I'm running on a treadmill. It's so tough. The next thing is that obviously I talked about how he has dropped, and you can just see it in my belly. But with that has come more pressure down in that area. And I seriously feel like if the doctor were to check me, like you can feel his head right there. Like he's like right there. But with that has come the lovely symptom of hemorrhoids. Like I've had those ever since, I don't even know, I want to say like the beginning of my second trimester this time around. And they were really uncomfortable and a little bit painful when they first started like happening again. And then after that, it was fine because there wasn't a whole lot of pressure. He wasn't very heavy or anything like that. And I was just using like Preparation H and that kind of stuff to manage it, and it didn't really bother me. But over the past week, because he has moved down so much and there's so much pressure, it's just starting to get painful again. And it's not comfortable to walk. It's not for a long time. It's going to the bathroom is not super comfortable. It's just been, I remember this with my last pregnancy as well. The very last week that I was pregnant, I literally was in so much pain that I couldn't even like sit straight because there was just so much pressure down there, and I had that issue. So I have that lovely sexy symptom again, and I am extremely excited for that to go away because it sucks. And then one more thing that I will mention before I share like the really exciting thing that has happened is that I have been fortunate enough to be one of the people who is at the end of their pregnancy during this whole coronavirus thing. Now, I'm not gonna go into any details about my opinions on it or what I think people should or shouldn't be doing or anything like that. This isn't like a political debate or like a health advisory thing or anything like that. The only thing that I will say is that it's made me extremely stressed out because of how it's affecting the world. I personally am not super concerned about contracting the actual virus and getting sick, but being pregnant right now, my immune system is compromised. Like you have a lower immune system when you're pregnant. So that's a little bit worrying, but not at the forefront of my mind. The biggest concern to me is that there's just so many precautions being put into place and so many things that are changing because of all of this. and I just don't want that to impede our birthing process in any way, and that has been really stressing me out. To be honest, I'm trying not to worry about it. We still have a few weeks left, and I'm hoping that things kind of settle down a little bit and kind of, I don't want to say just goes back to normal and like everyone forgets about it, because I know that it's a big deal. It is a big deal, but I want things to be normalized a little bit more. Like they can figure out a way for people to still function in their everyday life and take the precautions necessary without it like making the world come to a halt almost, if that makes sense. So that has been something that's been tough this week that I've been trying really hard not to stress about. But it is a little bit scary to be pregnant during this time. But anyways, moving on from that topic, the very last thing that I wanted to share with you guys is that I got a call from our doctor, and we officially have a date selected for our repeat C-section. And if you're new here, I'll make it short and sweet. I had an emergency C-section with my first daughter, therefore if I want to have a vaginal birth, I have to go for a VBAC, which is vaginal birth after cesarean. With that comes risks and complications, and at my doctor's office they like to schedule repeat C-sections for around 39 weeks if you don't go into labor on your own, or if you just know for a fact you want to have another C-section because of everything that goes along with having another baby after having a C-section. We have a date selected for our repeat C-section, which is going to be April 7th. That will be the day, that will be the latest he will be born. Now, again, if I happen to go into labor on my own before that, we will be trying for a VBAC. But because of all of my history with my last pregnancy and birth and everything like that, we will be having a C-section for sure on the 7th if he doesn't come before then on his own. So I'm really, really excited to finally have a day set, and it's exactly a month before Anastasia's birthday, which is really cool. Easy to remember, like all my children's birthdays so far are on the 7th, but I'm super excited because it means that like we're that much closer to actually having our baby. And as of right now when I'm filming this, there's only 24 days until that day, which again, it could be less. That's gonna be his birthday, maybe, we'll see, but no later than that. But anyways, that is pretty much all I have to update you guys at this 36-week pregnancy update. I really hope that you guys enjoyed it. As always, don't forget to leave me a comment down below if you are also expecting, and let me know how you've been feeling and what you've been doing to prepare for your new baby. And if you did like this video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. And last but not least, be sure to stick around for the last little bit here to see my 36-week belly shot. And I will say that I'm wearing shorts underneath this dress, and this is actually a nursing like nightgown, and it has like little flaps on the side where you can like open it up and nurse. So if you guys are interested in something like this, I'll link it in my Amazon storefront below. But like I said, it's a nursing nightgown, so it's not the most flattering, but it's really comfortable and very functional. It's not gonna look the cutest when I show you my bump, but I won't be showing you my bare bump. It'll be just the dress right now. So anyways, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video.
Thought it'd be easy to feel you in my arms, but now we're here and I'm all in, and I wonder by you. 'Cause I can stay till the morning, or stay till the dawn, but just hold me now. I wanna be so much better whenever you're around. I wanna say something clever to get in your mind. 'Cause right now we're not together, and I lose my way then. Oh, I feel so much better.